Here are Jim and Jeff, a pair of well-intentioned but somewhat lazy identical twins.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
I'm Jeff.
No, I'm Jeff. You're Jim.
I'm Jim.
The twins, regulars at the Capri restaurant in Eagle Rock, northeast Los Angeles, liked eating at the restaurant so much that they decided to buy it on a whim.
So we said, we'll buy it.
The feeling was, it's like, dude, free pizza? All right.
Free pizza? What could possibly go wrong? These two brothers have taken a once thriving pizza joint, in business for decades, and driven it to the edge of closure. They are two overgrown man babies, and they are so immature and lazy that they do as little work as possible.
Will you stop acting like a baby?
Oh, blow it out.
Excuse me?
You heard it.
Capri is in deep trouble, drowning in the chaos of mismanagement. With bills piling up and the restaurant on the brink of collapse, they make a desperate call to Chef Ramsay, their last hope for a culinary lifeline. As Ramsay arrives at the restaurant, he's immediately struck by the tacky exterior that does little to invite customers in. The first impression is crucial, and Capri seems to have missed the memo. Venturing inside, Ramsay is met with an eerily empty dining room, shrouded in dim lighting that fails to create the inviting ambience necessary for a successful eatery. It's clear that the problems extend beyond the business side of things. The very atmosphere is in dire need of a transformation. The introduction to the owners doesn't go smoothly either. Jeff, the first to greet Ramsay, informs him that they don't open until 4 p.m. for dinner service. The timing issue is just one more log on the fire of their mismanagement. To add a quirky twist, the twins, Jim and Jeff, attempt a playful switcheroo on Ramsay, leaving him unimpressed with their misguided attempt at humor. After a series of awkward encounters, the twins finally emerge together, ready to face the storm that is Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Bloody hell, look at them. Are you kidding me? Jeff and Jim. Correct.
Jim confidently asserts his authority, emphasizing his longer tenure at the restaurant. However, he reveals that they don't open for lunch due to a shortage of staff. With introductions done, it's time for Gordon to experience the food firsthand. The menu, though, poses a challenge. It's flimsy and falling apart, covered in so much dirt that reading it becomes a task. The big question looms: how will the food taste? Colleen, a veteran waitress of almost a decade, informs Gordon that the twins haven't updated anything in 14 years, with most of the design and decor going back to when it opened 35 years prior. Chef Ramsay decides on a meatball sandwich, a chicken scarpello, and Capri's colossal pizza. While waiting, Gordon surveys the dining room, appalled by its filthy and rundown state. Finally, the food arrives, but the meatballs are far from fresh, merely reheated in the microwave. An instant letdown for Chef Ramsay. The pizza is a chaotic mess, drowned in every topping imaginable except for anchovies. The chicken scarpello, the final dish, is uninspiring and tasteless, with a suspicious off flavor. Gordon questions the age of the chicken, but nobody has a clue. They only know it was taken from the freezer the day before. Adding to the dismay, Gordon feels something sticky beneath the table. Gum is absolutely plastered to the bottom of it. The place is, in simple terms, a dump. The kitchen and freezer area don't fare much better, filled with rotting and outdated foods. As dinner service commences, numerous dishes are sent back to the kitchen. Chef Ramsay uncovers a severe issue: mishandled, spoiled chicken, a potentially life-threatening mistake. He promptly orders it off the menu, an 86 for the evening, prioritizing everyone's safety. Jim, however, doesn't take kindly to Gordon's scolding, visibly upset by the reality check.
Oh my God, you big wet noodle. Do you want a blanket and a bottle?
Do you need one? Upside the head?
Gordon talks to Darian, the pizza cook, who confesses that he actually enjoys watching all this unfold.
There's a part of me that's very satisfied to see the boys finally get what they deserve.
At the end of the evening, Gordon is so upset with the twins, he tells them to stay overnight to clean their entire kitchen from top to bottom. After the twins spend the night cleaning, Chef Ramsay arrives early, opens the restaurant for lunch in a surprising move. Jim and Jeff arrive and are shocked to find a full dining room of customers happily eating from Capri's new lunch menu. He's finally able to convince the twins that it would be profitable to open every day at lunch. Still, realizing that they need to let go of the past to make way for the future, Ramsay takes the twins to a boxing ring to to vent their frustrations about the restaurant. Channeling their upsets about the past into each punch, they promise better communication going forward. Now that he is satisfied and convinced that the twins are ready for change, Gordon introduces a new menu. He teaches them how to make fresh, homemade meatballs in-house, which the twins absolutely love doing.
Jeff, how big do you like your balls?
What?
Jim likes the homemade meatballs so much that he goes out to the street to shout about it at the top of his lungs. However, the biggest transformation is going to be the restaurant's interior. This place needs a lot of work, as it will be the first changes made since 1963. Chef Ramsay's team works overnight in one of the biggest and most overdue makeovers in the show's history. What a change it is. Gordon has brought Capri's into the 21st century. They replaced those hideous green booths with pew benches from a local church. The owners and staff are thrilled with the new changes. Jeff calls it a second chance at life. Colleen says it's the coolest place in Eagle Rock now. Moving on to the relaunch night, the place is pretty crowded. Jim is handling things in the kitchen, and while he starts off a bit nervous, he manages to get the food out relatively quickly. However, there are a few hiccups. Some dishes are sent out too hastily and end up cold. Within just an hour of service, the kitchen falls a lot behind, leading to quite a bit of customer frustration. Gordon steps in for a quick chat to boost morale. With that, the team pulls together, managing to turn things around, and eventually, the customers seem to enjoy the new dishes. The original episode, filmed back in January 2011, wraps up with Gordon saying his goodbyes to the twins. They both express their gratitude for Chef Ramsay's help. The following year, in a later installment of Kitchen Nightmares Revisited, Gordon decided to return to the restaurant. To his delight, upon arrival, he found the place bustling with customers enjoying a packed lunch service. Managing the front of house was Jeff, while Jim skillfully commanded the kitchen. Seated for lunch with the twins, Gordon couldn't help but check for any unpleasant surprises under the table. Thankfully, the cleanliness exceeded his expectations. During the meal, the twins shared some positive news. They had experienced a 20% increase in business. Gordon expressed his satisfaction, particularly praising the deliciousness of the pizza. Adding to their success, the twins proudly revealed that they had received an award from the Eagle Rock Chamber of Commerce, recognizing their exceptional homemade meatballs. The revisited episode concludes with Gordon departing, once again, with a satisfied smile. Capri's fortunes would only improve from there, as they went on to secure the 2012 Patch.com award for the best pizza locally. Following the Kitchen Nightmares intervention, Yelp reviews predominantly lean towards the positive side. Customers expressed particular affection for the delectable meatballs and pizza, showering the establishment with praise. The twins themselves became beloved figures among the clientele, earning admiration that was hard to resist. After all, how could you not like these guys? For an additional video update on the Capri Italian restaurant, I stumbled upon a 2019 video by the popular YouTuber Brennan Taylor. This footage was captured a remarkable 8 years after the Kitchen Nightmares episode, and a total of 22 years since the guys first acquired the restaurant. In the video, Brennan indulges in a meal at the restaurant and engages in a conversation with Jim, delving into his experiences during the Kitchen Nightmares ordeal. During the interview, Jim candidly admits that the Kitchen Nightmares episode was a challenging experience, particularly when Gordon Ramsay criticized their cuisine. Jim emphasized that the most rewarding aspect has been the boost in marketing and promotion resulting from their appearance on the show. Remarkably, people from around the world still reach out to the restaurant, inquiring about its current status.
We get calls from Europe, England. Are you still open?
Brennan ordered the chicken wings, expressing a liking for the barbecue sauce, which was a blend of Frank's, barbecue sauce, and butter. Notably, the wings were baked rather than fried. Their order also included the colossal pizza, the same one Chef Ramsay had chosen, and a meatball sandwich. Impressively, the sandwich had undergone significant improvement, especially in the quality of the bread compared to the one on the episode. The pizza featured a thinner crust, and unlike its televised counterpart, the topping stuck to it without oozing off, resulting in a less greasy experience. Yet, the plate they were served on was chipped, and the restaurant appeared empty during their visit. The bill for the wings, pizza, and sandwich amounted to $37, a price point that Brennan found somewhat steep. Upon returning to their hotel, They checked out the online reviews for Capri, finding that the place maintained a solid 4 out of 5 rating. Sadly though, they noticed a farewell video on the restaurant's Facebook page. After an impressive 22 years of running Capri's, the twins announced that they had sold the restaurant and were planning to retire in 2019.
We're going on a long vacation. We're getting out of the business.
We sold the restaurant.
We're retiring. We sold the restaurant. Health reasons, and also we just weren't making any money. Go live near mom and dad and take care of them. Or they take care of us, depending on how you want to look at it. Thank you very much. 22 years we had this place.
Wow.
And we love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
The most upvoted post about the end of the restaurant said that the twins were broke, being evicted from their place, and had to resort to a GoFundMe to help them financially. I looked it up and they indeed had a GoFundMe to raise money to help them out. It says the following: "The funds raised will help us personally. We made a mistake. I used all my money to save our business, our dream. So instead of keeping money for ourselves, we kept feeding money into the company to keep the dream alive with hopes of getting paid back later. Unfortunately, I am now getting evicted from my apartment and will lose my car if I don't get some money ASAP. Any type of donation would be great. We know we are begging, but we are out of options." Unfortunately, it seems the twins didn't hit the mark with their donation drive, only reaching 10% of their goal. Falling short at $1,500, they missed their $15,000 target. As mentioned in the video, retiring from the restaurant allowed the twins to be closer to their aging parents. Sadly, their father Richard passed away in 2021. Fortunately, they had the chance to spend precious time with him in his final years. Jim faced a health scare of his own in November 2022, sharing on the original restaurant's Facebook page, "Still in rehab, and my left knee is killing me, so it might take longer than I thought. Please keep your prayers going for me. Love you all." I couldn't find an update on his condition, but I sincerely hope he's in better health now. Regarding the fate of the former restaurant location, in 2020, a local entrepreneur, Robert Fleming, announced plans to revamp it into a stylish Italian aperitivo bar, restoring its 1960s vibe. He wanted to honor the legacy of the original location as much as possible. Progress on the renovations faced setbacks due to the pandemic, pushing the timeline into late 2021, when the refurbishments could finally commence. The new owner took to Instagram, sharing the hurdles of not just renovating during the pandemic, but also updating a 1963 restaurant to meet modern codes. Despite the challenges, the place successfully reopened in 2022. Fleming managed to preserve many of the historical elements, including the original neon sign from 1963. The renovations inside have transformed the venue into one of the trendiest dining spots in Los Angeles. Staying true to Ramsey's redesign, they've maintained a lively red color scheme for the seating area, featuring vibrant red leather booths. Adding a warm and nostalgic atmosphere, the wood-paneled walls contribute to the cozy ambience. The standout feature of the redesign is undeniably the stylish circular bar situated in the center, seamlessly tying the entire place together. As for the twins' current endeavors, based on LinkedIn, Jeff transitioned to working at FedEx Ground after Capri's closure, a role he still holds today. He is grateful to be working, plus getting a workout, as he puts it. Perhaps one day, Jeff might be the friendly face delivering your FedEx package. However, a post from 4 months ago suggests he might be considering a change in profession. On the other hand, Jim's LinkedIn page continues to list him as the owner of Capri, with no recent updates aside from his openness to acting gigs. Surprisingly, the twins have had a lifelong involvement in acting. Their first gig was slated for a Cabbage Patch astronaut commercial in 1986, where they were cast as two aliens. Unfortunately, the spot was cancelled weeks later due to the infamous explosion of the Challenger space shuttle. Despite this disappointing debut, the twins stayed in the acting business for nearly 2 decades. They had minor roles in movies like Inspector Gadget, Black Scorpion, and The Pretender. They were also featured in various commercials, such as this one for TurboTax.
Did you do your taxes yet?
Nope.
We gotta get them done.
It's like this.
Wait.
Yeah.
The twins also have their own YouTube page, though they've only posted 2 videos from 2 years ago, featuring them singing at a 4th of July celebration. Us fans of the twins can only hope for more content from them in the future, They are hilarious and should develop their own YouTube channel with their funny antics. Neither of the twins are overly active on social media, with a few old social media accounts that haven't been updated in years, as well as the occasional post on the old Capri's Facebook page. Much has transpired in the years following Gordon's visit on Kitchen Nightmares. I'm confident that we haven't heard the last of the twins, and there is likely much more to come in their journey.